It's important to be confident, take advantage of every opportunity, and to look good. We've got an expert in the building who's going to talk about it. Brittany Jones is in the building. Giddy up. Welcome everyone to the Your Little Castle Show. Again, getting to highlight those leaders in our community, making a difference, impacting the lives of others, and just showing us how to seize the moment, if you will. Everybody, how important is it for everyone? We all have opportunities in life, but we've got an expert here who's going to talk about how you never want to pass up an opportunity. Somebody who's been challenged, as we all have in life, with different ways to get through, and now knocking it out right here with your own company, TSC Printing and Embroidery. We got some really cool apparel we're going to show you here. Brittany, welcome to the Your Little Castle Show.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we put out a little post saying, hey, we'd like to find some of those leaders in our community that are making a difference. And Brittany responded. We looked at your entry and we said, hey, here's a young lady that knows what's going on, knows what life's about, and is here to make a little impact on our planet. So with that, we invited her to talk about what she does. And she's got, like I said, some cool apparel we're going to talk about. But first, let's get into a little bit of the background with Brittany and tell me, what is it that led you here? How did you end up becoming a clothing expert, embroidery, cool stuff?
So actually, I make music as well. I started out in a group, ventured out, went solo, ran into a few people who were business savvy, knew more about marketing and promoting, and they told me you should get more into merchandise.
Okay.
So I'm one of those people who don't really like giving away too much money for too long.
Right.
So I kind of got interested into it, and I've always been into fashion as well. So I got into wanting to make my own. So someone suggested to me, like, oh, well, you can always make your own merchandise so you're not spending as much. So it started from there, making merchandise for my music. And I started learning more and more and more. And then I got to the point where it was like, hey, let's start a clothing line.
There you go. You came up with a cool name. Explain to everybody what that stands for. TRAP is the initial part of that, but what does TRAP stands for something? Tell me what
yes, it's an acronym for taking risks and advantage of possibilities. So to sum that up, short, I am from East St. Louis, Illinois. I know a lot of people are familiar with that area. We might not have the best reputation when it comes to certain things. Sports, one of which we are pretty ranked, pretty top when it comes to that, but violence in our community is really an issue. So I want to teach the youth that just because that's where we're from and where we start, that doesn't where you have to end. So I want to teach them that they can always be a scholar of their environment and their surroundings.
Yeah, well, so often people do go through challenges, whether that you're born into a tougher situation or you have a bad accident like I went through with my coma. But the key to it is always making the best out of it, and that's what you've really figured out to do here. Mm-hmm. You've gone as far as starting your own company, and now how long have you been doing this now?
Now I'm about 10 years in, almost, pretty much.
10 years
10
in
years.
As an expert in the clothing space and embroidery, and impacting a lot of lives. What is it that you enjoy so much about what you get to do here? Because you're obviously providing something that looks dynamite, give people confidence, make them look good.
Yes, so here recently I was actually granted the opportunity to impact my community with clothes. So I was granted the opportunity to produce the warm-up uniforms for Cahokia High School.
Oh, wow.
So I did that, and that was pretty much like dream come true. Like, I don't think they can get any better to actually make some. Like, I didn't personally go to Cahokia, but Cahokia and East St. Louis play and play game. I've played them previously, so to be
they're in the same conference over there.
Design and produce an actual product that I'm getting to see the school use is like phenomenal.
That is exciting. Yeah, well, you've got the backing of an organization. Like all of our schools, they need to look great and they want to have good looking apparel. And I'll tell you, we had when I was a kid in Lutheran South, we were very proud of what we wore because it made us look good. We're part of that team, and it kind of united everybody. But that's got to be exciting for you.
That's great.
How did that particular connection come about?
So it started, I have a junior varsity coach who was familiar with my clothing and knowing that I make custom. I do custom apparel as well, so if anyone wanted to order a custom jacket, we can do one as well. So he reached out to me and was like, well, have you ever thought about making a school uniform, like the basketball uniforms? And I was like, no, but I mean, I'm up for the challenge. So I went there. I made some for the junior varsity team, and the coach was strictly just doing that because the coach wanted them. And then when the varsity coach saw him, he was blown away. So they went to the official school, the school officials about it, and they granted me the access to be a vendor to produce the uniforms.
There you go. It's those little bitty connections we make in there.
Yep,
So you
and
get
it
in
just
front.
went from there. And I like to give a big thanks to Coach Williams.
Absolutely. So yeah, taking that opportunity, meeting somebody, getting a little bit of an in, if you will, and then wow, then you got noticed. Then people started recognizing. Yes. That's very rewarding. When you got that first call and they said we want to take this to the varsity, what did that make you feel?
It was great. Like that was one of those moments where it lets you know that it's possible. Like I can remember when I first just started the logo. So to get it to the point where someone believed in it enough to put it on, like for their school, to take me serious enough to want to produce something for their actual district and their school to wear and represent their school, it was like great. I don't think it can get better than that. I hope it gets better than that, but
yeah, well, that's a great step up. I mean, when you start off on your own and you're doing individual apparel for people, that probably, I mean, obviously everybody needs their apparel and they want to have everything that makes them look good. But now you're getting to do the team thing. Now you're getting an opportunity to make a group of people all say, hey, now we've got the. So how do you design and pick a logo, and what is it about? How do you develop? Is it something you specifically just take the one they've got and then turn it into an embroidery? How do you make it into an embroidery?
Well, that's a whole process within itself to make it into embroidery, which comes with digitizing, which comes after you actually have the logo.
Okay.
You have to digitize the logo for the actual embroidery machine to be able to actual stitch it. So, but if a customer comes to me, if they don't have a logo, we definitely can produce them a logo.
Okay, so yeah, you can help people create a logo from scratch also.
From scratch. If all they can do is tell us whatever ideas they have, and we'll start from there and shoot them a different different ideas that they can pick from, and we can go from there if they like to tweak this or tweak that, and we'll go from there until we have the official logo that they're comfortable with, and we can go right into production.
Nice. And so it's a digitization process. You're literally taking it and converting it into something the computer can understand and transfer that back, because it's just a still image and it's a color scheme or whatever. It might even be on paper or something.
Yep.
And then you take it, scan it, put it in the computer, and it turns it into the stitches and designates the different colors.
You have to basically tell it which way you want the stitches to lay or which way you like the pattern of the stitches to flow. And because you can do different, like see how this skip stitch and this is just regular stitch.
Okay, like let's hold that up. Hold that up so people can see. So you've got on here, there we go.
So there's different types of stitching that you can.
Hold that. We're gonna go right there with it. And I'm gonna do my super zoom here a little bit so we can get you a preview there. But yeah, let's take a look here. So that's that. You call that, what did you call that? A super stitch?
A skip. You see how it lays vice versa to the lettering up here. The lettering is pretty just regular embroidery, and this logo.
Let's go ahead and stretch it out for people to see. So there's
more detail.
East St. Louis, and look at that, everybody. That's representing. I like that color scheme. They look good. And then you put in the stars, and then within a few minutes, you've got an entire logo. Hold that jacket up for everybody.
So I designed this entire jacket
because that's a.
This
I'm going to zoom all the way out here. We're getting a unique camera angle here, but yeah, check it out. So that there you go. The Flyers, City of the Flyers Champions. There we go. I'm going to zoom in just a little more on that, but yeah. So now you've got somebody who they got to be proud of that. That looks dynamite. Somebody wants to wear that around town because
the insulation is great as well.
The logo, okay. Internal, you got a lot of.
Yeah, we have the pockets as well for those who like to keep their wallets or keep things in the inside as well. And we can go up to sizes. I mean, hey, 7X, 8X, you name it. However big you need us to go up, we can do it.
7, 8, 8X, you can go.
You name it.
You can make it fit,
I've had
make
some
it work.
special requests, so hey, you name it.
Well, there you go. It's somebody that knows how to make it happen. Wow, that's dynamite. Like, and even on the sleeve there, I'll put that up on the sleeve too. And there's another.
Yeah, you can definitely stitch on the sleeves if you like, on the chest, on the pockets, like I said, the back, you name it. You can design.
Yeah, hold that. I want to show them that sleeve too, because you're going right on the leather right there too. And so look at that. And now I'm going to hold that again, so we'll look at that.
And really affordable.
Okay. And so wow, Check that out, everybody. Now we're talking Brittany Jones, everybody. Oh, beautiful. Okay, cool. So that's the kind of work you can do, and this is the stuff that's going to make it.
Yeah, we can do hats. We do jerseys as well. If you'd like to do custom jerseys. For all my sports fans, we do custom jerseys as well. We can do hockey jerseys, football jerseys, baseball jerseys, basketball jerseys, you name it.
And the 618, there it is.
All
Hold that up a little bit.
right.
There you go. Very cool.
So,
And the colors, too. You get to match the colors that they...
however you like. As far as the Letterman jackets, you can pick the button colors, your band colors, you name it, your sleeve, total custom. However you like it, we can do it.
Okay. And so somebody here, obviously, that has spent quite a... How long did it take you to get really good with this stuff? I can only imagine.
I'd say probably... Well, I'd say I'm still getting good. There's so many
always
different
improving.
layers of it that I'm still learning, down to fabric weights and different types of fabrics. And so I feel like I'm still learning.
Okay.
So I'd say it's a learning process. You know, they say
Oh.
it takes, 10,000 hours, they say, to master something.
That's
So
right. Well, I think that's...
I'm still working towards that 10,000.
2,000 hours a year for 5. The average person works 2,000 hours a year, 40-hour week. Times 5 years would be 10,000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what you're talking about. Well, tell me, what is it about this? How did your passion develop for this? Where did that come from to help you to, obviously something you're doing for a lifetime now or 10 years?
I believe it was always something that I've always been into fashion and wanting to make things look good with putting clothes together, but the actual process of being able to build it from scratch and start something from scratch, I think that's where the passion came in, and seeing the full process of it and being able to control the full process. You know, as a consumer, you're only allowed to go in the stores and pick and grab so much,
Right.
but it's different when you actually be able to detail down to the stitch color, and to me, I feel like that's where I really feel that the passion came in, when I was able to see I can go from literally stitching cloth and a finished product that people love and want to wear and show off. So I think that's the passion for me, the whole process of it.
Well, dynamite looking work there. And again, when you take it, it's a good point you make. A lot of people, all they can imagine is they can pick from whatever is out there, whatever's available, but you could take something and create it from scratch and get them their own creation that can come from whatever they like, but make it from nothing to fruition and bring it to the reality. Well, we're going to jump into some of our community stuff we do here, but boy, Brittany's really made some excitement for our studio here. We're going to show you a lot of her work she's got on her social media and Instagram, Facebook, and she's got a lot of followers too, everybody. So doing great work, doing good things, but stay tuned here. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, everybody, we're here with Coach Jay, Miss True Fresh, Miss and Bubbles Fresh, is that right? Tell me, Coach, what's going on here? Why are you having so much fun today?
So we're having so much fun today because we're celebrating Juneteenth. We have amazing talent out here. And of course, I have the Fresh to Clowns from St. Louis here as well.
Well, tell me, how much fun are you having here? What is this like for you?
I'm having a lot of fun, and this is really fun.
What are you getting to do? Because you're so dressed up. What's the most fun thing you're doing? Making people smile?
Yeah, and I got to dance, and I got to be in the parade.
You were in the parade. How big was the parade? Was that a lot of fun?
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss True Fresh. Miss Bubbles Fresh, are you having fun here today too?
Yes.
What do you enjoy about the parade and everything you're doing today?
I'm just enjoying the dancing, everyone, and all the good vibes and spirits everybody's bringing today.
What was it like getting dressed up in such cool outfits?
Super fun.
All right, you ladies are a lot of fun. Thank you, Coach Jay.
Thank you.
We're having a blast here today.
And if you want to book the girls, book at freshtheclowns with 3s's.com. You also can find us on social media, and in that way.
His name is Carter Rathwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rathwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. Well, there you go, everybody. What we get to share with people in the community. Media has changed the world. Magnetize your media. Pick up our book. Yours truly wrote the introduction, the foreword, if you will. They said, Carter, you were supposed to write us the first introduction, but you kind of wrote the first chapter. But that's what I get to do. So I end up writing about 1,800 words. But if you really want to learn, there it is, everybody. Magnetize your media. #1 seller on Amazon. And gives us... But media changes the way we do these things nowadays, too. So it's kind of exciting. And see what you've got with so many followers and everything you've got going on, too. Give me a quick analysis. Some people say, oh, I can get my ink printer and print it and do the iron-on stuff. It doesn't even close to what you get to do with embroidery. What are some of the mistakes? What would you say is the biggest reason somebody shouldn't try it? Like, give me that cost analysis. What does it kind of cost for them to try to do it themselves? And obviously you're doing it at a very high quality.
Printing is a little more cheaper, of course.
Okay.
But like you said, it's not as good depending on which method you decide to take. But there are some pretty efficient ways. But embroidery is always the best way to go. It's long lasting. I pretty much think it's my favorite. I love embroidery over printing. I do love both, I will say that. But it is costly. It is really costly, and if you aren't familiar with the equipment and digitizing, like I said, you might run into some issues. So I'd say dive in. I don't like discouraging anyone. If you feel like you have the passion for it and it's something you might want to do, I say dive in. I say just be very cautious and be mindful that things happen. And rainy days happen, and
rainy
be prepared.
days,
yeah.
Well, I say most people that are saying, I don't want to buy all the equipment and do everything of that. So that's why you say, just call you. Why? What is it that sets you apart? Why? What? I don't want to figure this all out. I'll do what I do, but
I think we come into play because we are fashion forward. We're pretty attentive to what's going on in today's fashion. So you can just have something basic and you can bring it to us and we'll upscale it to a whole nother level from what you originally had. We're affordable. We are local. I think our quality is great. A lot of our customers think our quality is great. We have a lot of long-time customers and very dedicated customers. So I think we are a great choice. If you have like I said, if you have an idea or if it's just something that you have a thought, it hasn't even got to the process of a logo or anything like that, you can still come to us and we'll be able to help.
Yeah, you can say people can actually come there and pick it up right at your location.
Yeah, you
too.
can
have a
actually come
physical
pick it up
location?
and can actually come physically shop other brands as well at House of Vision, 2707 North 14th Street, I'm sorry, 2707 North 14th Street, St. Louis, Missouri. If you're familiar with Crown Candy, the world famous,
Yeah.
St. Louis famous Crown Candy walking distance right down the street. Same
Nice.
street.
Okay.
So you can come see us and we can help you out with anything as well. That is a store that is sponsored by Dream Builders for Equity, which is a nonprofit organization in St. Louis that help with entrepreneurs for youth. So if you have children that need help with entrepreneurship, or if you have ideas where they might need help leading towards entrepreneurship, we can help with that as well. I have a program as well that I have called Scholar Club, Launch and Lead entrepreneurship program for young adults who would like to get into entrepreneurship, all different types. It doesn't just have to be clothing, whether it's music or you name it. You might want to fix cars, or you're into beauty or anything. We have different mentors that we can help gear you toward, who can help guide you down that road for the youth as well. So we can help in a lot of ways.
There we go. That's what we like hearing about, giving other people the opportunity to learn too. Let's show off a little bit about what some of your work here. We've got behind us on two different walls, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook. Where's the most of your work at? It looks like we got a lot of stuff here on the Instagram.
So this is in store, at the store, like I said, House of Vision, 2707 North 14th Street, where you can go in store. We have t-shirts. Like I said, this is a rack for the Trap Scholar clothing that are located at the store. Here's the address, the Instagram that you can follow us on as well with the website. You can come and see us. Like I said, we have other brands. This was actually when the tornado came in a few months ago. We actually did an event where the locals were able to come and grab toiletries or clothing or anything that they had lost. We actually had an event to help with that. So we were very involved in the community. It's not just about profiting off of the clothes. We do a lot of giving back. Because you can't expect support from your community if you're not supporting your community.
That's true.
So
here's one of your shirts: taking risks and adventure, or an advantage of possibilities.
So this is one of our promotional T-shirts that promotes our motto for our brand. This is one of our top sellers right now. You can actually go pick that up right now in store at House of Vision.
House of Vision. Okay, I'm gonna keep scrolling through here. You got some guys modeling it here. You got the corner pocket.
Different sweatshirts, sweatsuits.
Oh, nice.
So you name it, we have it all.
And all of these you've printed and made yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see there, got the Instagram logos, and there's our fashion model. And some fun people doing stuff. Dream
like
Builders
I said,
Equity.
Dream Builders for Equity.
Okay.
And that was a quick clip of the embroidery stream running these new sweatsuits that we have that'll be coming out this month. Well, for February. Hint the roses. We'll have those coming out in February.
There we go. And more
community work. This was with the Dream Builders for Equity. Those was my Christmas books that I had, the Christmas coloring books for the kids. Like I said, I try to stay very active in the community.
That's cool. Yeah, we want to give everybody a little. There's those Christmas books you were talking about, and everything you can do to support those in our community, with lots of other fun stuff you get to do. So, oh wow, there's that jacket. There it is. Is that the same one?
In store as well. Yep, those are those jackets. Those are in store as well.
Okay. Very, very, very exciting for what you're doing there to help our community.
Well,
you did mention that you're self-taught primarily,
Self-taught.
but you ended up getting some training. Tell me about how the training came about. Who helped you with that?
And I'd like to say again, thank you to House of Vision and the founder of that, which is Michael Woods out of St. Louis. He actually teaches kids. The kids can be a part of the Dream Builders for Equity program. So we can teach screen printing or embroidery to the kids that are a part of the program. So I myself, like I said, I wasn't familiar with embroidery all the way until I met them. And they actually have mentors that can help with teaching screen printing and embroidery. So that helped me learn more along the way with working with those guys over at House of Vision.
Okay, so yeah, that's a skill that people need. There's lots of. I love my embroidery. I've got some. You can see the hat that I've got here. That was actually embroidered. And I went to a place I won't mention because that's kind of a competitor. But I'll tell you, when you get good quality embroidery, It looks great. I've had these jerseys. People are like, I guess they think I just don't change my outfit because these have lasted so long,
yeah.
and they look beautiful. When I had it done by somebody out of their home, and that was the tackle twill. I learned that's when they stitched the letters on. The embroidery looked great. The tackle twill came deteriorated, but when I had it professionally stitched with the embroiderer guys, now it looks dynamite. It's literally been like 6 years. I've been able to keep the same jersey as long as, and I do wash my jerseys. Everybody, believe it or not, but you need to do that. But you can wash them, right?
You definitely can. And they
tell me about the
perfect.
care for these things when you've got embroidery. Tell me what you do to take care of them.
If you could get them dry clean, I would say that is a good option to have them dry clean. But if you would like to wash them, I'd say that is. But I always make sure you put it on delicate and cold.
Okay.
And I typically don't dry. I typically air dry. But if you have something, particular fabrics where you don't want it to just be soaking in water so it doesn't cause mold or anything,
can you wash a leather jacket like that too?
You definitely can, but I was going to say you have to be cautious with the drying process.
Right,
with it.
yeah, okay.
So I was going to say if you do decide to take that route, always try to keep your dryer on low. And don't let it go as long, just enough to get the dripping water out, and then hang it and turn it inside out and reverse from, inside out and out, dry both sides. So you're making sure it's dried on the inside and out because you don't want any sitting water to cause any damage.
Okay. Well, tell me, what's the process if somebody wants to hire you? They say, I love what you're doing. Is it easy as just a phone call? And
it can be as easy as a phone call, website. You can go, if you're big on social media. I know a lot of people are big on Instagram or Facebook. It's just as quick as sending us a DM. And we typically respond back within a day or two process, typically a day. And it just starts from there. It's a typical reach out. We ask what you're looking for. If you already have an idea or a logo, if not, we start the process right away. We're working on your ideas for a logo.
So it can be a pretty quick turnaround with regard to that you go through the process, even if you have to design them a logo.
From scratch process typically takes about a month just to be. Just in case of anything, we just typically say about 30 days from scratch because it has to go through, picking the fabric.
Yeah, because it's not just one piece. It's many steps
the
to the whole
whole
process.
entire jacket will be done from scratch. So we typically say those about 30 days.
Okay, but you can go from 0 to 30 days later having your own custom jacket.
From scratch.
And a long list of other things that you can make, jerseys, shirts, hats.
The graduates. So if you have a graduate coming up or not, if you missed the opportunity when you were younger to have a high school jacket and you'd like to go back and get you a Letterman jacket now that you're adult for your school memories or whatever, give us a call. We can make you a jacket as well. If you sports fans, we can get into replicas. We can't do any licensed copywriting issues, anything of that nature. But for the people who are in the sports fan and always wanted to create something of their own or have something of their own, we can help you out with that as well. Hats, we do those as well. So if you have a hat that you'd like to get embroidered or anything, or sweaters, you name it, we can do it.
Well, there you have it, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show, bringing on our local experts. Stay tuned. Giddy up.